Okay, so yep, you hit 20 likes, and obviously not because you like my channel or anything, or you actually want to see a bow staff tutorial, but just because you all hate me and want to make fun of me. So that's great. But if you're going to make me do a tutorial, then I'll do it. I'm a man of my word. So this is just basics. Um, so I'm not gonna teach any like moves or anything, just the stuff that you need to know if you're going to start. Um, So for me, I never am at the middle of a bow staff unless I'm doing something like this, but that brings me to not the middle. Usually, I like to keep it like one long end and one short end. Like this or like this. Not really like this. So the short end will always be, the shorter end that's on the side, out of the two sides of your hand. This is the shorter end, this is the long end. Pretty simple. And then there's up and down ends. So when you're holding it, your thumb is always. So I'm using my right hand. You'll see left, but I'm using my right hand, and my hair is disgusting. So where your thumb is always up. Where your pinky is always down. So if I'm holding it like this, the short end is up and the long end is down. If I'm holding it like this, the long end is up and the short end is down. Still like this, the long end is up and the short hand is down. This, the long hand is up, the short hand is down. Short end, sorry. That's just basic terminology that you need to know. And the other thing when it comes to my kind of combat is it's very flowy. It's not very, it's not, unless you, well, it depends. The first stuff that I want to teach you is very flowy, like this, It doesn't really stop. It just kind of keeps going. But later on, you get into the stuff where it's, the action where it's actually hitting, or like trying to make contact with whatever you're trying to, I don't know, attack or defend. You make what you want of it. You guys aren't even trying to learn this stuff. You just want to make fun of me. So anyway, but when it comes to flow, you always want to lead. You're always gonna lead with your top side. Usually, the top side is gonna be the short end. So it's gonna be stuff like this. You always want the short end leading, because if you're like this, it's harder to actually move, and there's nothing actually following it, so it just feels like you're kind of moving it, unless you're doing stuff like that. But then again, that's its weight falling, and the actual short end is still kind of leading. It's doing its own thing while it's pivoting while everything's going around it. But we're moving like this. You're leading with the short end. Short end is doing the less amount of work. That's what I'm trying to say. Because here, it's like, it's way too awkward because the short end isn't doing it's doing a bunch of work while the long end isn't doing much, which makes it a lot harder. But this allows speed because the momentum of the long end keeps it going, kind of folds over itself. I do not want to hit that bird feeder. I've actually done that before. Parents have all these bird feeders and stuff, and there's one right there. But yeah, and then there's stuff like catching that you can just practice on your own. But I can teach you a basic, just something that, I don't know, something that doesn't really take much skill, but, it's something you could do. So, this is a way to spin the bow staff. You can also do it one-handed, but that can go bad very fast. But like this, it's very controlled. So, to do that, you hold it up with the top end up, the long end up, and let it go the long end lean towards the back of your hand, like that, and just let it kind of, look at my hand, let it kind of lead to where it ends up like this. Your palm is facing up and you're pinching it. Okay? So it leads back, and you let your thumb move. So you kind of tilt your wrist. Once your wrist is facing up, you let your thumb do the rest of the work. Okay? And with the momentum, that'll kind of continue. See? It wants to continue. You can, so when it continues, you let go and grab it with the other hand. Once it starts to go past that, once it starts to do that, and go past that where the palm and the thumb are staying upward, once it starts to pull back, catch it and get it upright so you can catch it again and do that. Okay? And practice that. Yeah, what you can do instead of catching it with your hand and pushing it, you can actually just let go and catch it. Once it starts to pull on the thumb, you just let go and catch it. You kind of push it up to catch it. That takes a little bit of work, but not much. Simple trick, and it's not really used in much, but still cool to have. Still cool to have. And then here's another one. This one just kind of takes practice. So it's this. It's just like a spin catch. I don't really know, but you're not using any fingers. I'll teach fingers next time. But all this is doing is you're using the momentum of doing this action to let it roll over your wrist. So I'll let you see that up close, like that. And now, doing it slow is not easy to catch, but yeah, like that. And that just takes practice. You do not want to have it like this, because then it's just gonna fling out like that, because all the weight's just gonna go that way. So you want to. That's one of the only tricks we want to have towards the middle. The only reason to have it towards the middle, so you can actually bring it away from the middle, because once you have it at the middle, the weight feels so weird. So I always go to here, and then some positions to have it that are great. So you can always, just hold it in a spot where it's not really taking anything out. Is this? You can still kind of move your arms wherever you want, So the way to do that is hold it like this. So you want the long end up, turn it over, and kind of push this into your armpit. Okay, so you have it like this, and just go down. Okay, so it's gonna start like this, turn it over, and then kind of like chicken wing it, I guess, and pull it down. And instead of you don't have to hold it like this. You can hold it like this, which is a lot easier. Kind of between your like chopsticks, your thumb and your finger are just kind of holding it there in place. And this allows a lot of freedom, and you can kind of snap it in place. All you have to do is make sure the long end is up and catch it, so you can do stuff with that, and then go on from there. Ow. Okay, but yeah, that's all for today. Just some basics. This is gonna be a series. Back off, bruh. Yeah, I don't know. God, there's like so many bugs. Anyway. Yeah. This is going to be a series. I know that none of you are actually taking this seriously, but I am, because I stick into my word. Yep, that's the end of this episode, or part, or whatever. I don't care. Next, you'll learn about finger movements and stuff. All right, bye.